Welcome back to Spellhammer Farms. Today, we're going to secure ourselves a harvester because we have sorghum growing. I think it will be ready after maybe one more sleep. Still growing, good yield bonus. We're gonna have some grass to mow. I'm not sure if we'll do that this episode or next, but for sure, we need to get ourselves a harvester, and we have a nice place to park it right over there. So let's start off with spending some money. Let's go over here to our harvesters. We could get this one, but that would basically empty our bank account, and we still need to buy a header. So let's see how much the headers are for that. Yeah, $25,000, just not going to work for us right now. Maybe eventually we'll upgrade, but for now I believe there is an older, cheaper option right here. One of these old Bisons. So let's take a look at the headers. Not too expensive at all. And we shouldn't need a trailer. So what I'm going to do is go with the widest one we can get, 4.2 meters, maybe a little bit overkill, but I think that will make quick work of our sorghum field. And then let's jump back and get the harvester itself. I'm not sure exactly what the difference between these three is, but we'll probably go with the cheapest for now. It looks like just the holding capacity for the most part. But I think we'll go with this one, and I don't need any customizations at the moment, so we'll just pick that up from the store. It's going to be a little bit of a long trip getting it back, and again, we're cycling through that borrowed equipment. Let's go back here and fire up this harvester. It sounds really good. That rear wheel steering is always a little strange. Yeah, this will work perfectly for what we need. Let's go ahead and venture back to our farm and get this guy parked until we need him. This is a big moment though. We have our very own harvester, not rented, not leased, but owned. We still have $58,000 in the bank, and another silage harvest just around the corner, as well as a sorghum harvest. I'm not convinced that's going to make us a lot of money, but I think we can take some of the sorghum and maybe look into doing chickens again. I'm not sure I want to do that, but we'll see. Since we'll have our own source of feed, it might make some sense. And we have arrived now to just get this parked in its new home down here at our shed. Sure is a frosty morning here. I'd imagine I would want a jacket, but I don't have one at the moment. So I'll just have to shiver right along with the tree branches and the bushes and everything else out here in the cold. There's our shed. I think we'll have just enough room to park this guy right over there by those seed pallets. I believe that's what those are. And then we don't really have much else to do for the day. So I'm probably going to look into the chickens. I know they didn't work out last time, but since we're going to have our own feed source, it might make a lot of sense to kind of use that feed to make even more money. It looks like I've run into something here. Nope, did not. We're just going to park right there. Let's take a look at our chicken coop options. The real problem I think we're going to have here is that I don't think we have any flat land to put them on. So we're going to end up with a bit of an issue in that regard as far as landscaping. So we have a few different things here. We can do the chicken pen or pasture that we did last time. That will deform the land a little bit, but we have actually plenty of room right over here. And that looks nice, but I think it will deform the land quite a bit, which I don't want. Let's look at this. This is like an open chicken pasture. And this might actually be a little bit better for our purposes. The egg pickup is right there. You can kind of see the corner over there of how big this actually is. and it will hold 450 chickens. So it's kind of an open pasture situation, which I kind of like the idea of, but I'm not sure, since this isn't our land, I'm not sure if it overlapping there is a problem. What else do we have? A small pasture, again, a chicken coop. This has a large capacity and might work and keep everything kind of contained, though I'd rather my chickens be free range. It's much preferred. Let's see if we have room up here. We do have room right here kind of alongside our lettuce. Gonna move over a little bit. How much are you? $45,000 though, that's a lot. We wouldn't be able to afford any chickens at all if we bought that. So I'll probably hold off on the chickens for now. We're gonna let everything rest and we're gonna take a nap and wait for tomorrow when we can go ahead and harvest this sorghum. That'll be a good day. Get our first harvest in as a real farmer. Very exciting. Let's see what tomorrow looks like after a quick nap. And it is definitely winter now. Our upkeep money went out of our bank account, but we still have plenty, $56,000. Our grass is in stage 2 growth, it looks like. So it'll be ready to mow with a really good yield bonus. So we could get a lot of silage out of this time. And then our sorghum, of course, is ready to harvest. So I think the first thing we're going to do is harvest our sorghum, see how that works out. And then we'll get to mowing our grass. Busy, busy day ahead of us. Let's get started. Back this guy out of here. And we'll just line up with that left-hand side of the field. Hopefully it holds enough that we don't have to empty it very often. But if we do have a very large trailer over there that we use for our silage. So that will be not a big deal. I don't know if our yield is going to be impacted by harvesting while it's snowing, because I obviously have seasonal growth turned off, but we'll just have to find out. Let's see, do I need to lift the header? Nope. I can just turn this on and go for it. Let's see how this goes. And would you look at that, we're full already. I really didn't expect to get that kind of yield out of this field, but I'm not complaining. So let's pipe out and let's get our tipper over here. Definitely going to need this guy. Really curious how much we'll end up with. We've got 2,000 liters already, which is pretty good. We'll have to see how much sorghum actually sells for. I don't think it's a lot, but that's okay. We're happy with small gains here on Spellhammer Farms. Here's our big trailer. Hopefully that pipe will fit over the edge of this. That's going to be the next question. Of course, we're slipping around in the snow, which isn't helpful, but it's just part of working in the wintertime, I suppose. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to fit right under that pipe. Let's see. The moment of truth. Oh dear. My front loader might be the problem here. Let's see if we can get under that. And then, oh my. Yeah, that's just not going to work, is it? Okay, so I guess we need to get something that is a little bit shorter to fit under here. Let's take a look at the store. We do have a little bit of money, so not a big deal. Unless, did that clip through? Maybe it'll clip through the side. Won't look very realistic, but let's see. Try not to run into it. Yeah, I'm kind of... Yeah, I guess there aren't any collisions on that pipe. Now, I guess we have to turn the harvester on for it to pipe out, but it looks terrible. But you know what? Let's try it. It's on. It's not dumping. My pipe is out. Yeah, I think I am going to have to get... I'm going to have to get a smaller trailer. No big deal. We can do that. Like I said, we have the funds for it. We just need to park this guy over here for now. And let's go ahead and take a look at what the store has for us. We'll go down here to trailers. We have this. This can hold a little bit, but probably not enough. So I think we're going to have to go with this just to compare. This is the one we have now, I believe. So it does look quite a bit taller, I think. We really need one that's kind of has low sides. Actually, this is the one I think we have. It's actually an auto load. This one's not too bad on price. Can we do... Yeah, we could do something like that, but I don't know that it's any better. What size? 8 cubic meters? That might be more than what the other trailer was. Let's take a look at that. If I could hit the right button, it's certainly helpful. Yeah, it's about the same, and I think this one might have lower sides. So I think we're going to go with this, and thankfully we can actually purchase it and don't have to lease it. Hopefully it's short enough. It's something I didn't really think about with this small harvester. So let's grab that and get that from the store and see how that works out. There's our new trailer. I think that will be low enough. I think. We'll try it out and see. I sure hope it is. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm going to get the sorghum out of that harvester. We shall see. Can we open our cover here? Yeah, that's kind of nice. We can use this trailer as a place to store our sorghum because I expect we'll have some left over after selling that we might want to hang on to just in case we do chickens, but maybe not. I think we did decide that chickens were not the right path because we don't really have a good place to build a chicken coop, to be honest with you. We have no flat land. I think we're going to have to buy a new piece of land in order to start building some more things. And hopefully this sorghum field and the extra yield from our grass will help us do that. Here we go. Moment of truth, take 2. We'll see if it works this time. I'm not real sure if the harvester actually needs to be on to offload, but we'll see. I think this will be a much better size tipper for this particular harvester. And yeah, it's much shorter. That should work. Let's see if we can get it to unload. There we go. Like magic, watch it fill up. Very, very nice. We'll see what our capacity ends up being in that new tipper. and how much we're going to be able to hold before we have to run off and sell it. I'm not really watching prices. I'm not looking for the best sell times. I'm just taking things as I get them and selling what I can just to make the money that I need. And now we're in a better position because we have plenty of money while we get our next harvest under our belt. So with that said, let's finish harvesting the sorghum. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here, because this is very slow to go up this hill, I'm gonna go ahead and hire a worker to finish this out. I wonder if they'll pipe out. Yeah, they should once I pop over in my tractor. And then we can run this sorghum off to sell it because our tipper is about full. So let's jump up here and get the last little bit that we can, and we'll let the worker continue harvesting. This harvester is very slow up these hills, so it's been a bit of a challenge. The snow certainly isn't helping with traction either. There we go, that's all we can fit. So we'll let them continue working, and let's figure out where we can sell this at. Let's take a look here. We're gonna find out how much sorghum is actually worth too. It's actually worth way more than I thought. That's interesting. I don't want to do the train, so I'm going to lose out on a little bit of money. I want to do somewhere close. So let's see. Johnson's Farmer Market's over there. Not very close. Grain mill. Let's see where that's at. It looks a little closer, actually. And let's see, feeding grain south, I think, is really far. Yeah, so we'll do the grain mill. I think that's kind of on the way to the farmer's market over here. And we're losing a couple $100 per 1,000 liters, but I think I'm okay with that. The train is just kind of a hassle for me. I don't love working with it. And unfortunately, that worker is now stuck because the tank is full. So I didn't time this very well at all, but that's okay. Once we get this sold and get back, we can finish up harvesting that field. I'm really curious. This sorghum might actually end up being a pretty good source of income. And maybe we can do something different next time, like soybeans. I've heard that those sell for a little bit more money. I'm not sure. But it might be worth checking out. Boy, am I excited for this snow to be gone. And you know, with the price of sorghum, I don't think it would actually be any cheaper to feed our chickens with sorghum rather than buying feed, because we're losing out on that money we could sell the sorghum for. Now, we might end up profiting a little bit more through the eggs. I'm not sure. I'm not a big math person, so I don't usually run numbers like that, but I'm positive that somebody has, and maybe I'll look into that at some point. These hills are a big challenge, especially with a full tipper and snow on the road. But we're almost to our destination, which is fantastic. Here we go. This is a quite momentous occasion, actually, because this is the first profit we'll be making off of a proper crop harvest. And that's very exciting. That's a big turning point in this series. So let's see what kind of profit that turns into. I don't want to hide the camera behind the bush there. Look at it go. Should be a decent amount, 8,000 liters. Got back up above 50,000. $12,398. That's actually very impressive. It's not going to be quite comparable to our silage, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. It's a good way for us to diversify our income. Let's get back and get that harvester emptied out so that the worker can continue harvesting it. Or maybe we'll take back over and finish that field out real quick. There's really not much left to harvest. I doubt we'll get another 12,000, but if we ended up with 20-some thousand out of this field, that would be really impressive. And unfortunately, my harvester pipe is facing towards the unharvested crop, so I'm going to have to take over and move around to unload this. Yeah, another 2,000 liters, which is roughly $3,000. Really, really interesting to see what the income is like. I think silage probably would gain us more money, but it's also boring to just do the same thing. And that's one of the things I enjoy about this game is the slow diversification of your income streams. I mean, now we've got a crop field, which we can plant something different next season. We've got a greenhouse producing lettuce. All right, so now back to the harvest. I'm not sure how much we're going to get out of the rest of this field. It's because of the shape of the field, I think it's a little less than half the size of what we've already done. So maybe another $8,000 to $10,000 worth of sorghum, which would be just fine. We'll add that to our 12 and see, maybe we make 20 grand off of this particular field. That would be interesting to see. And we would make a little bit more, of course, if we sold via the train. But again, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to have to call it and wait on it and all that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and get this field finished up. And here goes our last little swath of the field, and we ended up with almost a full grain tank again. So we'll have a little more than half of a full tipper, I believe, by the time we're finished here. Let's go see what we end up with and get the rest of the sorghum sold. This harvester really does not like going up hills. That's one thing that it would be nice to upgrade eventually for the sake of speed, is our harvester, something with a little more power to get up these hills. Let's unload this grain. I guess sorghum is a grain. I don't really know much about it. I know there's a sorghum mill that I've seen near where I live. I don't know what they do with the sorghum. Apparently they mill it. So I suppose it's a grain that can be milled. I think we're going to end up with maybe close to 6,000 liters, which is a decent amount of money. I'm guessing $8,000 to $10,000. Let's get our harvester put away for the season. We're done with you for now. Try to park you in a place that's not in the way, where we can keep the header on here. I like the big overhang on this shed so we can pull in and not have to pull all the way in to still be protected from the elements. Perfect. Now let's get up there to our tractor and haul this off to the grain mill. I've decided against keeping any of this for chickens because, one, we don't really have a good place to build a chicken coop or a pasture, and two, with the price of sorghum, I'm pretty sure that, let's see, chicken feed, yeah, $1,400 for feed, and sorghum's worth $1,500, so it ends up being kind of a wash. So I think we're better off just selling the grain at the moment. But first, while we're on our way, I just want to investigate this. I feel like there's probably a collectible down here. Now in this series, we're not doing collectibles, but if we were, haha, look at that. Man, that would be nice. We'd make a lot more money if we did collectibles. But that would take away the fun of what we're doing here. Sorry, folks. I know I'm blocking traffic. Let's move on with our mission here. And here we go, selling our second load of sorghum. We made roughly $12,000 from the last load. Let's see if we can hit 20K from this field. If we can, that would be a fantastic win. That on top of our silage, we might be bringing in close to 100,000 every couple of days now. And yeah, we sure did hit 20K. So maybe 21,000 off of that small little field. So that is a pretty good gain, I think. And we're going to leave it there for now. In the next one, we'll get to harvesting our grass fields, which have an increased yield because we fertilized them, and get another load of silage fermenting in our bunker silos. And after that, we might do some upgrades. I'm not sure. We got a little money in the bank, and there may be a few things we can purchase to kind of improve our situation, but we'll see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.